Hi, and welcome to Science Solvers, where we challenge familiar folk tales, fairy tales, myths, and legends with science. Today, we are going to dive into one great classic story, the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Goldilocks, as you'll recall, tries all 3 bowls of porridge when she sneaks into the bear's house. Papa Bear's bowl is too hot, Mama Bear's bowl is too cold, and Baby Bear's bowl, she says, is just right. But wait, does that make any sense? We're gonna test it out and see. Time for some science. Let's get started. We want to check Goldilocks' science and determine which bowl is indeed the hottest, which bowl is the coldest, and which bowl is just right. After 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and wait for it, 15 minutes. First, your science word of today is variable. Say it with me, variable. A variable is any factor, trait, or condition that can exist in differing amounts or types. An experiment usually has 3 types of variables. First up, you have an independent variable. An independent variable is what you decide to change in the experiment. For us, that's going to be the portion size of our porridge / oatmeal. We're using Quaker oats for our porridge today. Papa Bear is going to get a heaping 1 cup of oatmeal. Mama Bear is going to get 3/4 cup, and Baby Bear is going to receive a 1/2 portion. That is our independent variable because they are all receiving different amounts of porridge. Next up, we have the dependent variable. The dependent variable is what you are going to measure or observe in your experiment. For us, the dependent variable is going to be the temperature. We're going to measure the temperature of our oatmeal throughout this experiment at 5 and 10 and 15-minute intervals. And lastly, we have the control variable. These are the things that you're going to keep the same within your experiment and that are not going to change. For our experiment, the bowls, they're all made out of the same plastic material. They're the same size, so none of that's going to change. And we are going to use the same bowl of oatmeal for all 3 bowls. This is a lovely cinnamon oatmeal that I made fresh today that we are going to heat up, all at the same temperature. Do you remember what kind of variable that is? That's right, controlled variable, because all the oatmeal will be heated to the exact same temperature for our experiment. Remember, our only independent variable is really to see if the different portion amounts are really going to heat or cool based on just sitting here. So let's go heat the oatmeal. Here's our bowl of oatmeal. Voila! Let the experiment begin. Let's get a good starting temperature of our oatmeal. 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Time to distribute the porridge. First up, Papa Bear. Papa Bear is going to get 1 full cup of oatmeal. He needs his oats. There we go. Scoop it in for Papa Bear. Next up is Mama Bear. we're gonna give Mama Bear 2/3 a cup of oatmeal. So for 2/3 measured cup, you want it to be more than half of the cup, but you want it to be less than 1 full cup. Looks about right. Mama Bear's portion. And then last up, we have our 1/2 cup for Baby Bear. There we are. For our Baby Bear. Now, do you remember the temperature that we started at? 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that all the bears have their serving, it's time for our time test. It's 5:10. See you in 5 minutes. It's 5:15. Welcome back. Okay, first up, Papa Bear. Papa Bear is coming in at about 137 Fahrenheit. Cool, Papa. Mama Bear. Stay with me, Mama. 137 again. Baby Bear, 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Then what happened? Oh, it's time. 10 minutes later, Papa Bear's porridge. Still feeling pretty warm. 130 degrees Fahrenheit. How about Mama Bear? Mama Bear is holding at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. How about Baby Bear? 117 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's time for our last and final temperature check. Here we go. Papa Bear, I'm gonna try to really get the monitor right through the middle. After 15 minutes of sitting still, Papa Bear's bowl of oatmeal has a temperature of 125 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna write it down. Mama Bear's turn. And Mama Bear's oatmeal is holding strong at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. What about our wee little Baby Bear? Really get, there we go. Let's see. And our final temperature check for Baby Bear is 109 degrees Fahrenheit. So, science solvers, looks like we have unraveled the mystery behind the bowls of porridge. Papa Bear's bowl remained the warmest the entire time through our experiment. Mama Bear's bowl remained the second warmest. It's, in fact, still not cold. And Baby Bear's bowl was the coolest one of all, temperature-wise. Baby Bear's pretty cool. If you like this experiment, I encourage you to try it in your own home with some adult supervision. This experiment comes to us via Inspiration Laboratories, and they encourage others to try their experiment and see what your results were. And I encourage you to try this experiment in your own home and see if your results turn out similar to mine, or just like Goldilocks, or completely different. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Science Solvers, and I'll see you next time for the next challenge where we use science to challenge our favorite folk tales, fairy tales, myths, and legends.